Today's flexibility flow will be neck and shoulders, and all we will need for this class is one block and your strap. So you can go ahead and grab those if you don't have them. We'll start with some breathing, and you can come and sit on your block. If your hips are tight, this is a great option to help get your back in alignment by sitting on that block. Otherwise, you can just sit flat on the mat. Take which option is more comfortable for you. And we will just start with some balanced breath today for this class. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a big inhale in through our nose and an exhale out through the nose. Again, inhale. Exhale. Place your right hand over your heart, your left hand on your belly, and repeat in your mind, "May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind." Return your hands to your knees and open your eyes. And we'll start with some stretches for our neck. So look down, tuck your chin into your chest, and inhale, look to the ceiling. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Again, exhale down, and inhale up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. One more time. Exhale, look down, and inhale, look up. We'll start by looking to the right and left. Look right and left. Gently turning your head from side to side. Just working to get some mobility here, not trying to strain the neck at all. And look right and left. Back to center. Tilt your ear to your shoulder like you're pouring water out. It'll go up and over to the right and over to the left. Up and over to the right, up and over to the left. Again to the right and to the left. One more time to the right and to the left. Back to center. And now tilt your head over to the right and do big circles all the way around to the right, the left, back behind you. Trying to hit every little part of the neck and stretching it out all the way. Roll it around and back. And with your chin into your chest and lift it back to center. Now this time I do this opposite. I go the same way. I would like you to go the opposite way. So roll it all the way around, starting to the left and rolling it all the way around to the right. Didn't realize I had done two of the same side. So you do better than I did and roll it out to the opposite direction. And with your head into the center, your hands will go onto the back of your head or your skull, right above your neck. Your elbows will turn in towards the front of the room, and you'll gently tuck your chin into the chest. You're not trying to pull your head down. The weight of your hands will just help your neck to stretch out as your chin will sink a little bit lower. Your back will stay straight for right now, and we'll take it a little deeper in just a moment. Continue to breathe nice and full and deep, just like we practiced at the beginning of class. Now round your back, your upper back in a little more, so your upper body, your head will hang a little deeper, and we'll get into the upper part of the back as well as the neck here. Again, not tugging on your head. You have to be very gentle with your neck, but allowing the weight of your hands to give you a little bit extra stretch. Big, full, deep breaths. Just about finished here. Release your hands, roll all the way back up to center. And we'll tilt the head over to the right, making as much space as possible between the ear and the shoulder. Your left arm will stretch out long. You'll reach up and over and take a hold of your head just above your ear for a little added weight on the head to get an extra stretch through the side of your neck here. Continue to breathe fully and keep working to separate the space between your shoulder and your ear. Trying to relax your shoulders down your back and breathe fully and deeply. These postures we're holding on average for about 10 full breaths so we can get a really nice stretch in each of these areas. Almost there. Release the hand, roll the head back up. We'll tilt it over to the left shoulder and we'll reach the right arm out long. The left hand will come up and over just above the ear. And gently add some weight onto the head to help tilt it a little more to the left side as you stretch the right arm out and separate the space between your ear and your shoulder, making it as long as possible, stretching through the side of your neck and a little bit into your trapezius on the top part of your shoulder. Try to relax and release through your neck, through your shoulders. Nice full deep breaths here. Keeping your mind relaxed and your body relaxed. Release the hand, come back up. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drop them down the back. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and drop them down. Exhale. One more. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders to the ears and exhale, drop them back. Start making circles going to the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together as you roll the shoulders back and around, back and around. One more, back and around. And we'll reverse directions, this time coming forward and down. Squeeze forward and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you start the circle, and then open them down as you release. We'll cross our right arm over to the left side and we will grab right above our wrist, or we can turn the hand and pull backward. Try to drop the right shoulder away from your ear to sink it down. The more you can hug your arm into the chest, the more you'll feel the stretch through your right shoulder. We'll try to sit up tall here with our shoulders lined up right over our hips, our belly button pulling in and engaged as we stretch through our shoulder in a different area, kind of on the outside of that shoulder girdle here. Continue to breathe deeply, big full inhales and long exhales. As we stretch, we try to hit all the different areas, especially in our shoulders and our hips that have full 360-degree rotation. We are trying to hit all the different areas in there to increase mobility in our shoulders and our hip joints. So there's lots of varying stretches that we can do that will open up the shoulders in different areas. Release the arm down and we'll change sides. The left arm will go over to the right. We'll pull it in towards us. Your palm can either face backward or forward on the right hand. As long as you're squeezing that arm into your chest, it doesn't really matter what way the palm faces. Again, try to drop the left shoulder away from your ear. Create space in the neck. And pull in gently to increase the stretch on your left shoulder. Always remember to breathe And try to keep your mind relaxed and calm, focusing on what it is that you're doing in this moment. So you're always present in class, and that will help relieve stress as you focus just on what you're doing and not worry about what's coming or what you've already been doing throughout the day. Just try to stay in the moment as you allow your body to relax. Release your hand. Your right arm will go up and behind your head. Left hand will take a hold of the elbow. You'll try to pull that elbow back into the middle of your head or right in line with your nose. And then lift your chin out of your chest as much as you can and press your head back into your arm. This will start to open up through your armpit and also through the triceps that run on the back side of your arm. Those connect into the shoulder, and they can cause tightness and tension. So here we're working to stretch the underside of our arm and our shoulder. Keep trying to lift the head up and out. Depending on the flexibility of your shoulders, this may be really easy for you to lift your head back into your arm. If you have tight shoulders like I do, it might be more tricky. Release the hands down, and now we'll lift the left arm up and over. Take a hold of the left elbow with the right hand and shift that elbow back into the middle of the head in line with your nose. And try to lift your head up out of your chin, or lift your chin up and out of your chest as you press back with your head into your arm. Nice full breaths. Relaxing and releasing. Always trying to get as comfortable as you can in these positions. Not saying that they'll always be super comfortable, but you're trying to just allow your body to relax and release as much as you can to really get the body to open up. Just about there. Release the hand all the way down. We'll open the arms out, stretch them behind us, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades and your palms together, open your chest and look up to the ceiling. A little bit harder to breathe with your head and neck in this extended position, but keep your breath as full as you comfortably can and continue to try to squeeze your shoulder blades together, which will open up your chest and the front side of your shoulders, or where your pectoral muscles are. And we're going to come out of this seated position and come onto our knees. Our right hand, the fingertips of our right hand, will go right onto our spine. You may put the block under your legs if you need to sit on the block, or just sit on your heels. You'll rotate your elbow inward, and you'll take a hold of your elbow with your left hand. We're working on the inward rotation of our shoulder cuff here. If you have really tight shoulders, this might be very difficult to keep your fingertips on your spine. If they have to slide a little bit off, that's okay. Just work on rotating the shoulder inward and taking hold of the elbow and rotating it in as much as possible. Continue to breathe fully and deeply, finding more inward rotation as you hold this stretch. Release the arm, and we'll go on the other side. The left fingertips will come right in, lining up with your spine. You'll come and sink down onto your heels. Rotate the shoulder inward. Right arm will reach across and take a hold of the elbow, and you'll gently start to work the rotation inward, taking the elbow and turning it in towards your center as much as possible. Relax through your shoulders. Keep trying to lift up through your spine so you're not leaning forward. Trying to stack your shoulders over your hips here still. And allow the rotation to happen through the shoulder joint. So we've done a lot of rotation opening the shoulders outward, and now we're working on the inward rotation of that shoulder girdle. So if one area gets too tight, inward or outward, it will lessen the mobility of the shoulder joint because one area isn't as open as the other. So these joints are a little bit tricky because there's so much range of motion in them. So we really have to try and work through the entire joint and all the muscles that connect into that to move it. So there's lots of stretches we do. Release the shoulders. Start to take just some circles backward to reset here. And reverse directions, roll them around to the front. And slowly relax everything out. Take a hold of the strap and we'll lengthen it out long, all the way straight. In this stretch, the closer your hands are together, the more intense the stretch is. The further apart, the less intense. So you decide where you'd like your hands to be today, and you can always adjust if you need to. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up, squeeze your shoulder blades to lower all the way behind your back. Inhale, lift back over. Exhale, lower down in front of you. We'll repeat this 5 times. Inhale, lift up and lower down. That's 2. Inhale, lift back overhead. Exhale, lower down in front of you. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders as you lower the strap behind you. Inhale, raise it overhead. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders, lower it down. Inhale, back overhead. Exhale, lower in front. Inhale, lift it up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lower it down. We'll lift it overhead and we'll stay there. Drop the right arm behind you and line your strap up right in the middle of your head, about even with your nose. Gentle pull on the right arm to lift your chest and look up to the ceiling. Try to keep both arms straight here as you open through the shoulders and the chest. Gentle pull down through your bottom arm to get more opening and stretch through the top arm. And lift it back to center. We'll take the other side. The left hand will drop down. We'll line the strap up right into the middle of our head. And inhale, lift the chest, look up, and try to pull gently down with your left arm to pull your right arm back behind your head a little bit more. It's very common to have one side that is more open than the other. So if one side's a little more difficult, don't worry, you're in good company. The rest of us have that as well. Try to keep your arms straight if at all possible. Continue to reach your shoulder blades together so that your chest will open and lift further towards the ceiling. Keep your big full breath and lift it back up overhead. Now we'll fold right over to the side, to the right side, stretching through the left side body, and we'll look up to the ceiling. You can allow your hip to sink just a little bit on the left side to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll fold over to the left and look up to the ceiling. And as you can probably see here, this is my less flexible side. This side's always a little more tricky for me. That's okay, we just work towards balance. And inhale, we'll lift back overhead, release the strap down. We'll move the strap off of our mat and we'll turn to face the front of our mat in hands and knees position. Shift the shoulders right over the wrists, pull your belly button in, and lift your right arm up even with your ear right in front of you. Rotate it back behind you, make a big circle, and back in front. Rotate back behind and in front. Again, lift around and in front. around, and in front. One more time, big circle all the way around and back and front. And we reverse directions, circle it down and around, down and around, down, back in front of you. Drop it down and around, drop it down and around, and release the hand down to the mat. We'll do the opposite side. Left hand lengthens out long in front of you. 5 circles, starting going to the back, circling it behind you, and then in front, lifting it up and around and in front. Finding as much range of motion as you can in your shoulder joint. Here's our last one, this direction. And reverse. Drop it down and lift it up and around. Drop it down and around. Swing it back and to the front. 2 more. Back to the front. Last time. Back and to the front. Release the hand down to the mat. We'll turn to face the front of the mat here, and we have 2 options. Option 1 will be on the hands and knees. Inhale, lift the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath your left hand and twist your chest up towards the ceiling. Option 2 goes a little deeper. You'll stretch the left leg out to the side of your body. Inhale, lift the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath you and wrap your first 2 fingers around your left big toe. Lift the left arm to the ceiling and rotate the chest up to the ceiling as well. Either option is totally fine to take. In either option, you'll want to rotate your chest as open to the ceiling as you can, getting a nice twist through your spine. Full big inhales and exhales. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can twist a little deeper and open the chest a little more to the ceiling. And release the hand down. Come back to a tabletop position. And we'll take that on the other side. So option 1, hands and knees. Inhale, lift the left arm and thread it down underneath. And then press with your right arm to open the chest to the ceiling. Option 2, stretch the right leg out to the side of you. Inhale, left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath. Take a hold of the toe and lift the right arm to the ceiling. Either option, you're twisting your chest as open as you can, looking up to the ceiling. Taking full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Exhale, release the hand. Come back to a tabletop position, and we'll turn to face the front of our mat again. We'll come into a puppy pose here, so tuck your pelvis under, engage your belly by pulling it up. Walk your hands forward in front of you till they're straight, and then fold your chest and your head down toward the mat. Your toes can stay tucked, or they can untuck, it doesn't matter. But make sure that you're pulling your belly button in towards your spine so that your lower back is supported. If you have really open shoulders, your chest may be on the mat right now, and that's great. If you would like to go a little bit deeper here, you can look forward and place your chin on the mat, and that will just deepen the stretch a little bit, opening more through your shoulders and through your chest. This pose can be a difficult pose to breathe in. So again, your breath might be a little more shallow than normal. That's okay. Just breathe as deeply and as comfortably as you can here. Keeping your hips high and working to fold the chest towards the mat more and more as you hold this stretch. Your arms can be a little bit wider than your shoulders here. That'll help them to open and to get you a little deeper into the pose. This pose, if you have tight shoulders, you can do this pose every day, and it will really help to open up through your shoulders and release tension through your upper back as well. Continue your full deep breathing until the end of the stretch. And I'll cue you when to move out. We're going to hold this one a little bit longer than we've been holding the other postures. So just try to relax and release, and I'll let you know when it's time to move out of this pose. If your chin is on the mat, place your forehead back down, and then everyone start to slowly walk your hands back up to a tabletop position. We'll take a round of cat-cow to release, so tilt the pelvis, lift the head, look to the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, look to the ceiling. Exhale, pull the belly button in as you round the spine and tuck the chin. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, look up. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, look to the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, back to tabletop position. And we'll go ahead and we'll take our block and we'll place it in front of us. And we'll drop down onto our elbows. So both elbows come onto the block. You'll sink your hips back into like a child's pose position. And your hands will come together, the palms of your hands, and then you'll fold your hands back over your head, reaching them back towards the center of your back. This is a really nice opening again for the armpits and the underside of your arms, your triceps. You'll sink your hips back as far down over your heels as possible. And relax your head down towards the floor. So your head shouldn't be on the block. It should be off the block and hanging in between your arms. This position's a really nice position to close your eyes, just to focus inward and relax your mind. Relax your body. Sink into the stretch a little bit more. Continue your breathing on your own, and I'll cue you when it's time to move out of this pose. You're doing great. We are just about at the end of this stretch. Let's take one full big breath in together. And exhale out. Release your hands down in front of you. Slowly roll back up and move the block off to the side. We'll tuck our toes underneath. Place the head on the mat. Wrap your hands around to the outsides of your feet. Allow your shoulders to roll forward and sink down towards the mat. And come into a rabbit pose. This is a counter stretch here. Getting some release through the shoulders. Just taking a moment to round the spine. Breathing fully and deeply. And allowing your shoulders to roll forward. Release your hands. Slide them forward and roll all the way back up to a tabletop position. We'll come all the way down onto our bellies here. And we'll reach our arms out to a T, right out from our shoulders. Our left cheek will rotate down onto the mat. We'll place our right hand down onto the mat. Lift the right leg up and place the toe behind you. And we'll come into a stretch for the pectoral muscles on the front side of our shoulders. If you don't feel enough of a stretch with your arm straight behind you, your left arm, you can turn it into a goal post position. So bend your elbow and make about a 90-degree angle from your fingers to your elbow, and that will increase the stretch through the front side of your body here. If you do feel the stretch, just leave the arm straight and hold it out there. If your toe doesn't touch the floor behind you, just let it hover and twist. So the twisting of the spine helps to get into that shoulder joint a little bit more. Look down to the mat, rotate back onto your belly, and we'll change sides. The right arm will reach out long, the left arm will bend up right beside you, the left leg will lift up and touch down behind you, and again you can come into that goal post position if the straight arm isn't enough of a stretch. So I'll show you so you can see on this side what that looks like. And twisting the body, opening up through the pectorals. Those can get really tight and they inhibit the range of motion in our chest and in our shoulders. So we're working to open up the front of the body here in a passive stretch as we lay down on our mat. Keep your breath even and full, your mind quiet, and your body quiet. Trying not to wiggle or shift. Rotate back down onto your belly. Move your hands behind you, rolling the shoulders forward and the palms up to the ceiling. And place your chin down onto the mat. And just round your spine and hang out for a moment. Taking a relaxing stretch here. Kind of just a really passive counter stretch to what we've been doing. Really let your shoulders slump forward and place your palms back under your armpits and press yourself up to a tabletop position. Sink your heels back, your hips down over your heels. Open your knees wide so your chest can sink down in between them. Walk your hands forward till your arms are straight. Release your head down onto the mat into a child's pose. In this child's pose, really think about tucking your pelvis and allowing your pelvis or your sit bones to sink onto your heels. So your lower back is rounding just slightly here. Really nice releasing stretch for the hips and for the lower back. And it also gets some opening through your shoulders as you reach those arms forward and try to sink your chest down towards the mat. Inhale, lift your head back up. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. You should feel a nice deep stretch through the left side of your body here. Sinking your head down towards the floor. Your heels will stay down as your hips sink on top of them. If you want to go a little deeper, you can place your left hand on top of your right hand, and that will intensify the stretch just a little bit. So see if you can walk and place that left hand on top of your right. If it's too much, you can just stay with your hands separated like we were in the first pose. Inhale, lift your chest to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate it back to the floor. Inhale, twist and lift the chest up. Exhale, rotate down. Inhale, twist and look under your arm. Exhale, rotate back down. Move your left hand off your right. Twist and open your right arm up and then wrap it around your back. And now we'll rotate the palm of our left hand up to the ceiling, and we'll twist our chest and look up to the ceiling a little bit more. Really trying to shift the chest open and twist through the spine. Rotate back down to the center. Lift your head and walk your hands over to the left side of your body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. We'll take about 5 breaths here with our arms separated, getting a nice stretch through the right side body. Relax and sink your hips down as much as you can. Allowing your head and your chest to sink further down. Now reach around and place the right arm on top of your left if you can. And intensify and deepen this stretch here. Inhale, twist and look to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate the shoulders back square. Inhale, lift and look under. Exhale, rotate down. Inhale, rotate open. Exhale, close the shoulders back to the square. Release your hand, lift your left arm to the ceiling, wrap it around your back, and if you can, hook it on the inside of your thigh. Rotate your right palm up to the ceiling and twist to open your chest and look further to the left as you twist and rotate your spine. The hips are really being worked here as we've held this position for quite a while. We'll move out of it, release your hand, walk back to center into a child's pose one more time. Few breaths here, trying to see if we've opened up through the sides of our body and our arms and shoulders a little bit more. See if we can sink down a little bit deeper. And then starting at the base of the spine, roll all the way back up to a tabletop position. We'll take another round of cat-cow. Tilt the pelvis, look to the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to chest. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, look to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck everything in. Inhale, tilt and look up. Exhale, press the shoulder blades up to the ceiling as you round. Inhale, tilt, look up. Exhale, press into the mat as you round back out. Inhale, tilt, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. Return to a neutral position. Cross your feet underneath you to bring the legs forward, or if that's too difficult, sink the hips to the side and swing the legs around to the front. Now we are going to take our block and we're going to place it right in between our scapula or our shoulder blades, right in between those two blades. And we will place it down onto the mat and put the block right in between our shoulder blades here. So find how you can make that happen. Your head will hang off the block down to the floor. The soles of your feet will come together into a butterfly position with your hips opening and your knees just falling out to the sides of the room. This will really be a nice opening for your chest and for your thoracic spine. And we're going to hold here for quite a while. So just relax. It's a very passive stretch as you really don't have to do much. The block is holding you up. All you have to do is relax and release. Again, in this extended back bend position, it might be difficult to keep your breath as full and as even as you normally can. Keep breathing as comfortably and as deeply as you can here. Allow your body to relax into this pose. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, you can lift your arms overhead into a wide V. Your palms will still face the ceiling, but your arms will be extended up overhead in a wide V rather than at a V down by your sides. Relax, let your head drop down off the block. Allow your chest to open more deeply, your hips to open more, your body to relax and release. So one more option if you'd like to go even deeper. You can take a hold of opposite elbows with your hands and try and release your elbows down towards the mat. So they may be able to come all the way down and touch the mat, or they may just hover in the air a little bit depending on the mobility in your shoulders. This is the deepest stretch. You can choose any of these three positions that we've done to hold for the remainder of this stretch. We're just about there. If you have your elbows, go ahead and release your elbows. Bend your arms back down to position 1 where your arms are by your side. Take a few breaths here just to relax a little more. And we'll turn and roll off the block to our right side. Move very slowly as you do this. Remove the block out from underneath you. Lie flat onto your back. Your feet will stay planted down on the mat. Your whole back will be on the mat nice and flat. When you've found your alignment of your back, stretch your right leg out to the right corner of the mat. Your left leg out to the left corner of the mat. You can wiggle your shoulders until they feel comfortable. Tuck your chin in slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. And allow your breath to return to wherever it wants to be right now. So you don't have to stay in that balanced breath of the inhale to a count of 4 and an exhale to a count of 4. You can just let it go. Breathe however you'd like here. Keep your mind calm, your body relaxed. And see if you can stay here and just completely clear your thoughts out of your head and remain in stillness and quiet for a few minutes. Begin to wake up by wiggling your fingers, your toes, opening and closing your toes together and away from each other. Reach your arms up overhead and take a big stretch through your whole body, stretching your feet out, your arms out, and roll into a ball on your right side. And come up into a seated position. Again, you may take the block and sit on the block if you'd like, or you can just sit flat on the mat. Our eyes will remain closed and we'll end with our balanced breath, taking an inhale to a count of 4 and an exhale to a count of 4. This will bring us into homeostasis. So we'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Last exhale 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand over your heart, your left hand on your abdomen, and repeat in your mind, may these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Return your hands to your knees. Place your hands together right over your heart. Just thank yourself for coming to the mat today. And hope you feel very open and stretched. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me.